You, Grandma Thomas.
You, Grandma Thomas.
How on earth did that happen?
That's what Dennis is doing over there.
Well, what do you know? My gosh.
It's Grandma Thomas.
That's the dark hair.
Yes.
It's Grandma.
My heavens, Dennis, I
It's
wear
you.
Tell them how old you are so for posterity.
26 today. Grandma's
Grandma's.
49.
Grandma Thomas.
We're
That's
going on another.
They stopped for a while, like for a year or two.
It's awesome.
Well, we won't pound them.
It's awesome.
If you can go on anyway.
Your arm's sticking out. Look at you. Yeah, that's me.
Well, what on earth, how on
Don't do
earth?
that.
What is that, Dennis, what you got?
No.
Just a movie camera.
It's Mickey Mouse.
Well, darn.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Isn't that something?
Do I look like Mickey
That
Mouse?
looks like Mickey Mouse, doesn't it?
Oh, right
Get
here,
out
Dad.
there.
Well, what's my...
My Mickey Mouse.
Good thing. I was thinking she thought I looked like Mickey. Stay there.
Hi, Johnny. Hi. That's her. You. That's her. That's you. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, back up.
Here, can you take a picture of me and Grandma, Dad?
Have a lot of
That's awesome. That's you.
Can you come carve this roast?
Grandpa can.
Okay, come on, Grandpa.
Oh, sure. That's the way it goes.
Grandma got to see everything, huh?
Any day now.
If I didn't.
She might not be able to go up to there. Okay, you get down then. Grandma thought you'd.
He doesn't like his picture taken. He's
Now you
like
get over there
Grandma
again.
Thomas used to be.
Get right behind there. Adam.
On there now.
I'm sure glad you sat there anyway, didn't you, with Grandma? Yeah, look at all those pictures up there,
Hold still.
children and everybody.
Light's
That's
not very
you.
good.
That's you. That's awesome. That's Mickey.
Yeah.
Here, you can take one of me and all the kids and then that.
Grandma, and I get that you with me, see, right there. And this is the sign, look here.
Okay, one more with me. Yeah, here.
Ooh. Look at my face.
Okay.
It looks shiny, like I'd put something shiny on it, and I didn't.
I think it's the camera.
I hadn't done.
Thanks.
Well, if you guys would stay in front of that light, we need to hang a blanket up there or something.
Oh dear.
Ow!
I love you and your sister over there.
He's kicking me. Yeah.
Grandma Thomas's 89th birthday. Running. Get back here with that. Get back here with that. I didn't even have the camera running. Light it back up so she can blow it out of
Turn it
there.
up. Hold this, Grandma.
I had it turned off the whole time.
Dad had to turn off the whole time. Yeah, Dad, we're gonna learn to mess with that.
I am.
Yeah. Stop messing.
Okay, make your wish.
Make a wish, Grandma.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
while I got the camera on, what's your earliest memory?
My earliest memory,
Somebody get her out of the way.
let's see. My earliest memory, I was 3 years old, and there was some certain food that I liked all the time, and I was standing on a chair with the food in front of me on the table, and I was eating, it was beans. I like beans well, and I was standing up there feeding myself beans. And I was 3 years old. And I've always liked beans ever since.
Where was you living then?
Huh?
Where was you living?
Where was I
Where was you living then? Which house down there was you living in?
Oh,
Down on the
let's
ranch?
see. Well, let me think. We had another house down. It was when I think my dad was renting until he got this other one ready. The one that I sold over there, you know. He was renting. It was on the farm. We lived on the farm.
That old
Ooh,
farmhouse,
thank
you.
the one we went
That's
down
what
to.
it was. Yeah, I remember now.
We had to go get some pictures of that.
We've got some still ones, but we don't have anything. There's not much left of it now. I'm waiting for them to serve me.
Oh.
Is it? You never know if carrot cake is gonna be done in a minute.
It's
Oh,
delicious.
that's a carrot cake, made out of carrots.
Yeah, you know, I heard that. Someone said how did you, I was wondering what kind of cake to make one time. I can't remember when. But they said a carrot cake would be but carrot cake. I didn't want a carrot cake. Well, I finally made it, and I've always pictures of carrot
It's
cake.
delicious and it's so moist.
Yeah.
Grandma, what's the first thing you remember about school?
First day I ever went to school, I was scared to death, and I had to
Kids.
keep my mother there with me.
You don't want any?
Just point the other way.
That's the first thing I ever remember. Mom was starting to go home, and I started crying. And so Mom stayed with me until I went home at noon.
Is that first grade?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when I started school. I was 6 years old
Where was that at?
in Lawrence.
They had a grade school in Lawrence?
Oh yeah, they had a big school there, and church and everything at one time, but they don't have any more. I went to school there until, we had a school there until I went to high school. That building that we had, it was a lovely school building, and I believe it's still standing up there, I'm not right sure.
No.
They took it down.
Oh, huh?
Yeah, they took it down.
It's got frosting on it, it's just fell over.
That's really something.
I just need to get my idea.
Very good, Tammy.
Oh, they sure a delicious cake.
Come over here, sit, buddy. I don't think Dennis had you in any of this.
Well, I got her back in several pieces.
Did you get some cake?
Don't get me any. For that whole first week, I had to have my mother stay with me until noon. I'd cry when she'd go home.
You make me ashamed of you.
I don't know what made me that way. I'll be darned if I do. I went to church and everything all the time, but that's what happened.
I remember when I was in grade school and you'd teach me how to spell, there wasn't a word you couldn't spell. Probably still that way, huh?
I can still spell. I don't have a bit of difficulty spelling.
She won all the spelling bees in grade school and high school, didn't you?
Yeah, we had spelling bees, you know, and I always won. No, I'm not bragging, but it's true.
I'd brag a little bit if I could do
I
that.
would too. I can't spell my name even.
And the same with reading. I won all the reading contests too.
In
And
fact,
the
she
history.
skipped 2 grades, didn't you?
Huh?
She was so smart, they put her in the,
Yeah.
skipped a grade for her.
Yeah, I was graduated from the 5th to the 6th at Christmas one year.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember a few things about my life, especially something like that, you know.
How old was you when you got married?
1 week before I was 19 civilly, then we went through the temple on my birthday. We were married civilly with my husband's birthday. That was the 11th of September. Mine was a week later on the 18th, and we went through the temple on my birthday.
Oh, that's, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's really neat.
that's something to remember.
His birthday was the 11th? Grandpa Thomas's birthday was the 11th.
On the 11th. One
Where
week
did you
later
meet
on.
him?
But he was 3 years older than me.
Where did you meet him, Grandma?
Huh?
Where did you meet Grandpa Thomas?
Right there in Orangeville, or in Lawrence. They lived there too.
Oh, so you knew him from the time you was a little kid, huh?
I can't remember. Let's see. I must have been about 10 or something like that when I remember seeing him and thinking how nice he was. And it was about 10. And we went together off and on from then on till we got married. My parents didn't want me to
Want my cake out?
go with anyone until I was 14 or 15 years old. So we didn't go together, but we played together, you know, always together.
That used to be the big
And then he
thing.
wasn't hardly 50 when he was killed. I've been a
He
widow
would've
for
been
41 years.
You know, 50 then we thought was kind of old, but my gosh, it's so young now.
Mom, come get me another piece of cake.
I'll get you one.
Another piece of cake.
Just not too much older than last.
You want another
year,
piece?
no, thank you.
Yeah, that's true. Not much older than me, I'll tell you that.
50 is young, 60 is young.
Where's your bowl?
Adam, do you want more cake? Yeah, have more.
Have Johnny done. 4 years, and Dennis will be 40.
How many?
Johnny. 4.
What is he now?
4-0.
36.
36.
36.
Oh, 36.
Or he will be next month. Where's your plate then?
Oh, but that's so young.
It is, when you know, I can't imagine you being that old.
We can't even remember when we was that age.
That damn window can't take any pictures that direction, so I'm missing half of everything.
Adam, here, a whole new clean plate.
Her in there trying to get her straightened up.
He doesn't pay any attention to
No.
anything.
He's going through a stage,
You know.
her own little tantrums and
Where's Allison? I need to get her in the movies.
she's in her pack.
The only thing I was dumb in school was mathematics. And I don't know if I was dumb in it or just scared of it. I don't know what was wrong.
Well, I sure
But
did dinner and good
I went
cake.
into algebra, then I got onto that right away. But just the regular mathematics, you know, I don't know. I was scared of it when we had a test, you know, like we used to have. It scared me till I didn't even dare try. But I always made it, not too much, too high, you know, but then I always made it.
Can you remember what year you graduated from school?
Let's see,
You want to cover that plate?
I was, let's see, what was I when I graduated?
Did you graduate?
From
high school? Did you?
I graduated from one year, no, not from high school, but 1 year I did in high school,
Yeah.
and a half. But 8th grade, I went through
Get
that.
down.
Oh, there was only 4 of us out of about 15 in that class that graduated.
From junior high.
And it was me and my brother Rule and Glenn Arnold and Andrew MacArthur. I remember so bad.
And then for high school, she come clear to Castledale on a horse to school, trying to get to high school.
Until I got lost in a snowstorm one day and Mom wouldn't let me go back.
Got lost in
That's you, huh?
On a horse, huh?
That's you.
Yeah, she told me that story.
My
all the way
grandpa
through.
Thomas.
How to dance.
He said if I was determined to go to high school, to high school, that I could borrow his horse, one horse he had there. So that's the horse I rode. And I rode it until April. And then Mother wouldn't let me because I got lost in that. She said no more. And that's a long way, I'm telling you. To go
Long ways on a horse, I'm
in
thinking.
the winter. But there was a family over there that they told me if I'd have my dad bring hay over, I could put my horse in their yard every day. So that's what I did. Dad took plenty of hay over there.
While you was at school.
Where did you go to school at? Was that in Castledale? Oh, is that what you just?
At the academy in Castledale. And then I started in Huntington. But I finished up there, and then the last year that I went to high school, I went to
That's a sweet girl.
the high school up there.
Well, how'd you get lost?
Well, it was snowing awful hard, and the road was covered in snow, and
Here.
the horse didn't know where he was, and I didn't know where he was either, and it was just snowing so hard, and I didn't know where we were, but we ran onto a fence that went right to Lawrence, and that horse followed that fence in Lawrence, or I wouldn't have been here today.
It was a blizzard, she said, just a real.
It was just a miracle.
Well, you can imagine if the horse was confused.
Tammy,
No, Elson.
get out of the way, Adam.
Come here. Daddy wants to take some pictures of you.
Oh.
Take the corn.
Well, we didn't have cars then.
No.
When do you recall seeing your first car?
Well, when I married my husband, your grandpa, his father had just bought one of the first Ford cars that was ever, those little,
Model Ts.
yeah. And that's the first car I ever become part owner of.
Well, that must have been about 1916 or 17. So you get married in 1920?
18. I go right along with the years. I was 18 years old when we first had a car.
1918 then, huh?
Tell them about how Dad got into driving and couldn't stop it.
Got his one?
Two.
How he took you for a ride and you couldn't stop the car. Remember how you went around the haystack?
Yes, I do. Well, he didn't know much about it. His dad hadn't had the car very long then either. And it was one of the first Fords that ever came out. And now that once in a while you see one of them just on, they show them, old timers, they're still here.
Well, tell me about how he couldn't get it stopped.
He couldn't stop.
He couldn't stop the car. Remember how he went through the straw stack?
Yeah. Well, he wasn't very well acquainted with it then. But one time we was going, I don't remember where we were going, but he and I were together. And he forgot to do something with the car. It was running and he forgot to, because he was new at it, And we went right into a haystack.
Did it hurt anything?
Never heard a soul.
She said
It
they got
kinda-
to her house and he couldn't stop it. So he went right out into the barnyard, circled around that straw stack, and finally just hit it right for the
He
middle
never
of it.
did want me to mention that. He was sure embarrassed. But he got to be one of the best drivers in the whole country.
Daddy.
So you didn't have any running water or any electricity?
We had running water.
Out the ditch.
We didn't have it while I lived in Lawrence. It's been since I moved to Orangeville. They had running water in Lawrence. But they did get the electricity there though.
This is so
And
Can you remember that?
yes, I can remember when we got electricity. It was about 3 years before I moved to Orangeville. About 3 years. And I moved to Orangeville in 1948. Dad was killed in 47 and I moved over here. The girls were here, you know, and I moved over here in just a year later. And I've been in Orangeville ever since. And it's my home, and I can't think, Evelyn wants me all the time to come out there to live with them the rest of my life, but I just couldn't do it. That's too far away.
So what did you do without electricity? You just had
We
lamps?
I had coal oil lamps. I still have 2 of them. Old coal oil lamps. We didn't have anything else. They weren't very bright, but then we got along. Everybody was the same, you know. So we got along with them.
Yeah.
And I still have 2 of them. One of them, the globe is broken on it. But the other one is still intact.
Look at that.
And we had coal stoves, you know. That's all we had. For a long time, we only had wood stoves. They weren't mining coal at that time.
It's mine.
So we just had to use, Dad would go out to Cedar Mountain and get a big load of wood
He chewed it up.
and bring it home, and when it dried out, well, then that's what we used for heat.
He chewed it up.
I remember we'd get up in the morning, and it was such cold mornings in the winter, and we'd all huddle around that, we had a little stove, you know. We'd all huddle around that stove to keep warm till Mom got breakfast ready. And by that time, the kitchen was warmed up a little bit, you know, because she was cooking breakfast.
Well, that was still going on when we were kids.
Yeah,
We huddled around that same potbelly stove.
that's the truth, too. Yeah. No, we didn't have much over there, I'll tell you.
Have to be quiet.
What did you do for entertainment when you was a teenager?
Well, we used to that old school, or meeting house, it's gone now.
Put that back on there.
On Thanksgiving, everybody in town went to that. They had a big table clear through the room, you know. And we all took our lunch, our dinner up there, you know, and ate all together up there. And I remember we couldn't get up there without hitching the horses onto the wagon and riding it. Once the snow was deep. Every time, every Thanksgiving, the snow was so deep we had to take a wagon to get any place. And horses.
Did you have any dances back then?
Huh?
Did you go to any dances?
Oh, heavens, I should say we did. We went to all kinds of dances. Went to, I used to think that was just about everything in the way of entertainment.
It was. There wasn't any shows.
I sure enjoyed it.
Mama used to play the piano for the band,
Oh, really?
the dance band. There was
I used to
an
play.
accordion.
There was
and
a man with an accordion and one with the violin, and I was on the piano.
Yeah.
Well, how neat. That's neat. Did your group have a name?
No.
Did your band have a name?
No, it was just a couple of hometown people, you know, that had learned how to play the accordion and the
In my can.
violin.
Adam or something? Move.
Rather
Okay.
than I think of that, those times in comparison with now, I can't believe it.
Yeah, times have
But you know,
changed.
everybody was the same. We didn't notice anything
Sure.
wrong, you know, it was okay.
well, it was.
We were all the same. We didn't ever have any money.
Yes. That's still the same.
We had to raise nearly everything we ate. We had to raise in our garden and out on our farm.
Oh,
Yeah.
There was sugar and salt, and
is it?
what else? There was one other thing.
What is it?
They did have in a store that we could buy.
Turn that TV off.
Go get your drink of.
So what would you do when you had a bad fruit year or a bad vegetable year?
I don't remember. I remember one summer in June,
I'll get your drink.
our gardens froze, even the peas frozen, you know, they're really hard to freeze. And even the peas in our garden froze, but we had enough left over to get along anyway, but we never did have to go entirely without, not that I can remember. But I do remember that morning, Dad said, well, you don't need to worry about your peas, they're hard to freeze, but when we got out there, they were frozen too.
So Mother always, and your mother too, always used to put up like 1,000 quarts of fruit and vegetables every year.
Every,
And so they
every
always had a big storage.
Every week, she baked 16 loaves of bread for our family. We had a big family,
So did you?
and I did too after I was married. And see, I had Grandpa and Lucy and Howard besides my 6 kids and your Grandpa and Grandma.
I'll bet you had to get up in the morning and start to work and never finish till time to bed, huh?
That's true, we worked like slaves all day long. I remember I used to wash clothes all day and then I'd step all night to iron.
And besides that, she sold all of our clothes. We
I
never
sold
had
everything, I used to.
I was 18 years old before I ever got a dress, a store-bought dress.
Yeah.
How come you go to talking?
Yeah, I sold everything. I remember she come home one night and had to go back to a dance or something.
What?
And I sat down and made her a dress in about 3 hours.
Oh my word.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
You've told me that story before. You say you picked it out of a magazine?
Yeah, she never did have no pattern. I just show her the one I
Patterns,
liked.
no, all the patterns we ever had, we had to make ourselves.
If
That's amazing.
You just played the piano by yourself too, didn't you?
Yeah, I was an organist in the ward for 25 years. And when I came to Orangeville, they put me in as organist over here.
That's where you got yours from.
Let me go to that store another day. This is broke.
But did you tell these
Can I buy
girls
another one
how
if
we
we go
washed
to
the
another day?
bottles, the empty fruit bottles?
I put my
After
hand in
what are
there.
you going to the
I could get my
store?
hand in then, I can't now.
Yeah, but I mean when Stella and I used to do it.
Yes, yeah.
They never washed them, there
open
was no
today.
running water, so we'd
It isn't
empty them,
open
and then just
today.
put the lids on them and put
Look, there
them
it's
away.
fixed.
Then in the spring, when it was time to get ready to bottle,
Well, we made sure we washed them in soapy water and then
we'd
rinsed
have
them
to go up to
plenty
the
good.
hole and wash them up there like 1,000 bottles.
Oh.
Wasn't they all dried on by then?
Yes,
And
that's what
I
I
filled
was.
every one of them
Oh, I
every
can
summer
Is that up to the river you had to go to do that?
Up to the, we had a hole. We called it up to the hole. It was just
Yeah, we
a
had
water
a barrel
hole.
up there full of water.
And we washed those darn things in cold water and in big tubs, number 3 tubs, you know.
My dad had one of those things you go across your shoulders, you know, and he'd go and haul water, bucket on each side.
For wash day.
For wash day.
At Coral. Then he lived with us.
And he had to
haul
go
that
a
water
whole
down.
block to get the water.
And we'd have to heat it on the stove, the old coal stove, to get
Fix it.
wash water.
I guess we better quit complaining about housework, huh?
I don't know how we
Dishwashers
ever-
and machines to do everything.
Yeah, Mama still got her old treadle sewing machine up there.
Will you fix it?
Yeah. I had, the first washer I had was when I had to turn the wheel on.
Well,
And then I
the store can
finally
be
got
open,
one
and
that
then we'll go
ran
to the
after we
store.
got electricity. But
We still had to put it
it
Tomorrow,
wasn't very big,
I'll
and
come.
we didn't have any,
Not open today.
well, I remember the first washer we ever got after my dad got me one right after we got electricity.
I remember up here to this house, you had one of them things with rollers and you'd run the clothes through it and it would kind of ring them.
Yes,
Yeah, that's right.
that's what we had all through
Well, she used to have that old that thing in the living room that,
stove.
that fell off one day and all of the smoke filled the house and
Oh, we had one
It
down
was-
home and it started the house on fire one time when we were kids.
Right up over the
And
heater.
Dad got the axe and got up there and started chopping away in the dead of winter.
And he put it out.
Yeah, he put it out by himself. There was no.
Had to, either that or.
Well, I remember when you got your electric stove up here and you still like to cook on that when you throw your kindling in.
Right after we got electricity, that was the first thing Dad bought me was a washer and electric stove. Nobody on the electric stove was then. We had never had anything like that.
Well, you didn't get your first electric stove till you moved up here.
Because, yeah, I
Then he
can
gave it to you.
I had it before I moved over here.
Not down home. We
Yes,
didn't have one.
We had an electric, just a small electric range. Just a very small one. They were the first ones that ever came out.
Hot plate.
And I got one. And I remember when I moved over here, they'd had electricity here for quite a while, you know, before we got it over there. And I brought that old thing over here, and we used it for a couple of years, and then I got that gifted that he went and got me a better, more popular one.
But you still get up in the morning up there when I was a little kid and put the kindling in that coal burning thing,
Yeah.
and you'd cook breakfast on those. I remember the old hot plates, or you'd put that metal thing down and lift it up and stir the fire. And
Yeah, I remember
We
that
had what
vividly.
we called a big poker, and he'd get in there with that poker and stir the coal and things up to make it burn, warm. Oh my goodness. I remember on Christmas morning, long before Dad and Mom wanted us to go down to see what we had. We slept up in upstairs, you know, and we'd all go up the head of the stairs and sit on those. There was a stairway there, you know, and we'd sit on a couple of those where you stepped, you know, and wait for the call to come on down. They had to get up that morning and trim the tree and put the gifts, whatever it was, that about all we ever had was knitted stockings and a few things
Rag
that she
dolls.
could make.
She
Yeah,
made rag dolls.
a few things that they could make.
you mean they trimmed the tree Christmas morning?
Did what?
They trimmed the tree on Christmas morning?
Yes, and we could hear him down there hammering and putting that tree, putting something underneath
See,
it.
that was their biggest gift. was just
And that's
that
why we
Christmas
got
tree.
up so early. We could hear him putting the tree in, but it'd take an hour sometimes, but we'd stay right there until they called us to
Freeze to
go
death.
down.
We went through that.
Hey, look.
Oh, rather than I think of those days, it makes me wonder. Oh, my living earth. But everybody was the same. We didn't expect anything better.
You didn't know there was anything better, and there really wasn't.
There wasn't.
Too much.
No. It was the same with money. If anyone had a little money, why, we wondered where they got it.
Wonder where they stole it from.
You robbed a bank or wondered what it was.
I remember Grandpa Thomas. He was a foreman of a coal mine when the coal mine started running, you know. And if he'd make $150 a month, he thought he was really doing things. $150 a month and they had 11 children. But they got along on it. Everybody was the same.
Let's do this homemaker.
Money was something we seldom ever saw.
Like Pam said, same difference now.
But you guys don't know, you can't imagine how different it was then and it is now. And it was hard, really hard. I don't know how we made it through. But it was really hard, but then our neighbor was the same as we were, so
Yeah.
No medical
we figured it was
services,
just a natural
no
thing.
dentists, no.
What did you do when someone got ill when you was younger, with no doctors? And
Dad would hitch the horses on the wagon and take us to Huntington where the doctor was.
you had a doctor in Huntington?
Yeah, we had a Dr. Hill. He was there for years and years and years.
But that was more when I was little. Who was your doctor when you was little?
Oh, it was a doctor from Castle Vale. What was his name? Can't remember now, but he's the one that helped my mother with all the babies, you know, when they were born. And we had to go clear to I've seen my dad get on a horse and go just as hard as he'd run to get the doctor for something. And then the doctor would try and get down there on a bicycle. They did have bicycles.
Jeez.
Can you
A
imagine?
horse and a
doctor
bicycle.
Pedaling down the road with his,
But have you had your tonsils out?
Huh?
Have you had your tonsils out?
No,
You still got them?
I still have them.
Well, that,
I still have everything. Well, the thing is that I'm so happy about, I still have my good eyesight and good hearing. And all my vital signs are good, so I can't
Say.
complain.
See, we inherit that from you, so I'm looking forward to a good, long,
Yeah.
healthy life too.
Yep. Yeah, I
You
can't complain at all until.
How about Grandpa Thomas's parents? How was their health?
Who's Thomas's?
Grandpa Thomas's.
Grandma Thomas was an invalid for 12 years with arthritis. And Grandpa, he had appendicitis when he was 67, I believe. And they didn't know what it was then, and they didn't know what to do with it. And it killed him when he was 67, I think. I know he was in his 60s. And my Grandpa Tuft had the same thing, and a ruptured appendix.
Appendicitis used to kill a lot of people back then.
Yeah,
Now it's common.
And they both died when they were in their late 60s.
From appendicitis.
Oh.
Otherwise, they were healthy.
Yes, as far as we knew they were. My grandma and Grandpa Tuft, when they moved over there from Sanpete County, all they had was a dugout in the ground. They didn't have a home, but they dug a big place in the ground, and then they tried to put timber around to hold it up, so it wouldn't fall on them. But I never had that. I wasn't living when that was in style.
Well, I remember as a kid at Thanksgiving, and I wanted some cranberries, and you told me that those little seeds in cranberries would get in my appendix and give me appendicitis, and it scared me. For 20 years I wouldn't touch cranberry sauce.
They had seeds in, I was
But I
scared.
can imagine, I can see why you'd say that, after having people die of appendicitis.
Well, when they took my appendix out, it was full of seeds. So that could cause the appendicitis.
I had mine
What
out.
would they do with broken arms and legs and things like that?
All they do is wrap, we didn't even have doctors then, And all they do, we'd have one doctor for the whole half of the state. If you get hold of it, you were lucky out there. But my dad and mother got to where they knew how to wrap your arms from it, and your legs. And they were both, well, my mother she was like a doctor. She knew everything to do. And Dad was just not as good. They had to be, because there's no other alternative like summer.
Yeah. Sounds like tough times to think back on that or to hear the stories, but I suppose at the time it's just what you expected.
Read them sometime just to remember. I ought to write all those things down.
What were some other